job in your field can be tough in today's economy.
But graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting are achieving great success in the media field. Welcome, John Kassan. John, good morning to you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Graduates of your school get internships, they get jobs. How is it that the school is helping to make that happen for these students?
You know, we have a great school, and I don't want to take too much credit for it. We really have great students. We select our students. It's not like a community college where they accept everyone in the community. We have 12 seats, and we want to make sure that the students who actually occupy those seats have a track record of some success in their past. It could be academic, it could be work, it could be something else, but you'll note that all of our graduates that are successful, or most of them, they have a history of success, and that's what we look for when we choose them.
Oh, can you introduce us to some of your grads?
I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, here they are on TV. That is Caroline Fountain. Caroline actually came to us. She worked at a hospice, and she always wanted to be a news reporter. And she went to school about almost 2 years ago now. She graduated. She's working at CN2 News. You can catch her being a reporter there. There's Stuart Davis. Stuart actually was a bartender, and he wanted to get into sports radio and become a talk host, and he's doing that right now.
Wow.
Sammy Francis, there she is. She actually was a bartender, and now you can catch her over at WBTV doing sports on the weekend. And she, I think she still bartends a little bit part-time, but she really enjoys doing sports. It's been her dream job.
When you work in TV, you could stand a drink once in a while. I'm just going to say.
That's right, more than once in a while.
Right.
There's Ben Mabry. Ben has an incredible voice, and he can do so many different characters and voices, and he came to us and said he wanted to do that, and he graduated and became a professional voiceover artist for a Clear Channel.
Wow.
There's Ed Bielek. Ed was an executive
I
of
know
Frito-Lay.
Ed.
Oh, you know Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy, great guy. There's Jenny Perry. Jenny worked for a chiropractor. She was miserable. Now she's working at that station, WIXC. There's Jen Flynn. She always wanted to be on ESPN, and she came to us wanting to do that. All her friends told her it was a pipe dream. She graduated, and that's what she's doing now. She's working at ESPNU here.
Former Matt Ramona Show intern.
Yes, Melissa Mitchell. You know her.
Love her.
Yes,
we called her
thank you.
Goo Goo on the air.
She's so talented.
Yes, she is.
Multiple talented. There's Christy Lateo. She's working at WSOC, the ABC affiliate in town, and she's worked as a producer. And she worked at a bank before she came to school with us. Of course, we know that guy, Travis Lucky.
Hi, Travis. We love Travis.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, here he is right here at WCNC.
He does a great job for us. We love him.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he is a good guy. That's fantastic. So people really are getting out and getting jobs in the field. For those students who graduate and don't get jobs right away, maybe in the time frame that they wanted, how do they continue to work with the school to update their resumes?
I think that's the most interesting part of our school and kind of what separates us from everything else. Every single grad gets a job, gets an internship, or gets to come back. And when we say gets to come back, you don't come back and take the class over again. You can if you want to. But more specifically, you're going to come back and you're going to work on your resumes. You're going to work on your demos. You're going to hone it and put it together so you have something really clear, compelling, and comprehensive that you can shop and work until you get the position that you want.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Oppan Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady.
People want to win. I mean, people want, it's not even just winning, people want to succeed.
That's the sound of a softball sisterhood, one full of success.
We've created a huge monster that we have to feed every year, and it's difficult to get to the expectations because it's state championship or bust every year.
Their key to success wasn't discovered this year, but more developed as the girls grew up together.
We have such good chemistry together. Like, all the girls out here, they're just like, they're my best friends. So, I know we've been playing together for so long, and some of my best memories are out here on the field.
It's more than just another championship for the Cougars. Lauren is one of 4 seniors involved in the team's winning history.
I think they'll probably go down as one of the most decorated softball classes in the state, hopefully winning a 3rd state championship this spring.
Talk about building a legacy. In 4 years, they have more than 100 wins and only 5 losses. But they're not getting big-headed. They say it's all due to their hard work and team unity. There's a special bond that adds to their skill, and it's not just between the girls.
They're not only my players, they're like my daughters, so you know, it's going to be an emotional day when they no longer wear our uniform. It's so much more than just softball.
The chemistry and love of the game goes beyond the field, the mitts, and the uniform. Sammy Jo Francis, WBTV Sports 3, on your side.
Certification sets a standard.
It's paid off. I'm in business because I'm certified.
They see my certifications hanging up on my wall, and I think that gives them a sense of confidence that, yeah, I really do know what I'm doing.
The certification is what differentiates you as someone who takes it seriously.
Now when I go out to do corporate videos and I let them know that I'm certified, we get job after job after job.
Radio and broadcasting careers are exciting. Just ask the folks around here.
That's right. And there's a school right here in Charlotte where you can get hands-on experience in the business. Welcome John Kassan with the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. John, good morning to you. Thanks for being here on Charlotte today.
Good morning, Colleen. Thanks for having me.
All right, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Speak to those folks who think they're interested in a career in broadcasting. What do you do at your school?
Well, the school's been around for almost 50 years, and over that time, there's been this transition. You know, people used to think either, you know, if you ask people, like, what does it take to get into broadcasting? You'll get one of 2 answers, and they're completely different. Somebody will say you don't need to go to school at all. You just need to sneak into a TV station or a radio station, and they'll teach you everything, and someone will take you under their wing, and you'll become a big success. And then you're shaking your head, of course not, right? And then the other extent, they'll say you absolutely have to go to a traditional college and get a 4-year degree in communication or journalism, maybe even a master's degree. And I know it's going to cost a ton of money, but that's the only way to get in the business. And the reality of it is, it's neither one of those things. You need to know what you're doing. If you want to work in radio or television or new media, you need to know how to use the equipment. And the way to do that is to come to a school like ours.
Okay, it's a very competitive business.
It is.
How do you help your students succeed?
Well, a couple different ways. First of all, we want to make sure that when our students come to our school, they're going to learn everything that's being used in a mainstream station today. Right now, the technology. It's a very hands-on school. Students who work real well with their hands, who immerse themselves and get into the kind of technology that's being done today, those students are going to do really well. So we embrace that. Instead of giving them a bunch of books, we actually will take them from the very first day and actually put them in the studios, take them to places like this, show them exactly how it's done, and they're being taught by teachers who actually work in the business so that students can be successful by actually learning what's actually being done in the field.
I think the hands-on is so key, makes such a difference.
It really does.
Yeah, don't you think? How long is the program? How long does it take?
Well, that's what's great. You can actually get through our day program in 6 months, or get through our night program in 8 months. And the best part of it is, when you graduate, you have a job in the business, you have an internship in the business, or you have the ability to come back to our school until you do and continue to hone your craft.
Wow. And what about tuition?
Tuition for our school is about the same as what you'd pay for tuition, materials, and books for about 1 year of a traditional college or a university. So we really condense all of the knowledge that you would learn at a traditional school and get rid of anything that's not necessary for our business and include only stuff that is, because we don't want our graduates to graduate and have a ton of tuition debt, because what ends up happening is it just becomes encumbersome, very difficult, if not impossible to pay back. We all know what's going on with that.
If anyone's interested, how do they enroll?
Well, you actually come to a tour. We have tours on Tuesday night. They're at 6:45, and you actually, even in our tour, you actually get into the business by actually doing radio and television performances during that tour. It takes about an hour and a half, and then we ask students who are interested to give us a call the next day. Make sure it's something they have have some strong energy for, and we'll work with them from there.
Very good. John, thank you so much.
Thank you,
John. If you'd like to learn more about the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, you can visit GoCSB.com. That's GoCSB.com, or call 1-800-TV-RADIO.
I'm here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, where testing is underway for the new 2013 car of tomorrow. Wide speculation has been talked about, wondering if this car will be the final piece to the puzzle on what has been a long process for NASCAR to get fans reeled back into the sport. With the 2013 season on the horizon, NASCAR race teams all throughout the country are getting prepared to unveil the brand new car of tomorrow that NASCAR has been working on to ensure competitive advantages as well as manufacturer recognition. I sat down with Germain Racing's number 13 Geico team to discuss some of these groundbreaking developments.
The models of the cars we race, I think, will be a huge benefit to the sport. The Nationwide Series upgraded their bodies a couple years ago to be more recognizable Mustangs, and Ford Fusion's a recognizable car.
For sure, cars had a distinct Chevrolets to Fords to Pontiacs were different shapes as well as almost different sizes.
Not only does having the car look like one you can actually drive off a dealer's parking lot differ, but this new car also is less aero-dependent, making passing in traffic easier and the overall level of competition between drivers and teams more vigorous.
They tried to do some things where they took, let's say, a lot of downforce off the cars, but then what happened was when a car did get clean air, it was an even larger advantage because the others just had none. So they've kind of went back the other way where they're piling a lot of downforce on the cars. Then the car out front wouldn't have so much of an advantage.
I do think just being a new car, everyone starting off at ground zero again, will make the series more competitive.
Is he going to win the Winston 500? Jimmy Spencer is second. They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Irvan wins, and Rusty spins and gets airborne and flips wildly right at the start-finish line. Very reminiscent of his accident at Daytona.
NASCAR's safety enhancements have grown drastically over the past years, putting driver safety at the forefront of concern and easing fans' minds that their favorite driver will walk away from these serious accidents.
NASCAR has added another roll hoop across the A-posts, across the top of the windshield of the cars, primarily to keep the roof from caving in when cars roll over or land on their roofs.
Some subtle strengthening and improvements on this next generation of car, but not so much because they've made probably massive gains since Earnhardt's death until now.
With all of these drastic changes with the new car, exactly how does the driver react?
Really, right off the truck, first run on the racetrack, Casey said it was much more comfortable to drive, much more stable, much more predictable.
Every track where downforce is at, if the conditions, as long as it's not too hot or something, it'll break the track record.
NASCAR listens to its fans and has long been looking for a solution to get back the competitive racing that has turned this sport from racing on the beaches of Daytona to the multi-billion-dollar corporation it is today. With these types of major changes, I believe they're getting close. Reporting for the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, I'm Matt Schaefer.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Get your career started in TV, radio, or production, all while having fun, meeting great people, in a great learning environment, in state-of-the-art studios. So hurry up and get here. Seats are filling up fast, so schedule your studio tour. Get your career started the right way at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
You know what's amazing about this experience is that I'm given the tools to be able to create anything that I want. There's nothing I can't create. It's endless possibilities. You know, they give you the technology and the knowledge to be able to take your creativity and make it into something amazing. You know, I can film something in front of a blank screen, and by the time I show it to you, it's absolutely different. There's nothing the same about it, and that's really what I love about it. It's really the closest thing to magic as you can get. Every morning I think, what amazing things could I do today? And now I have the knowledge to be able to know that I could do that. You know, I could create anything that I want. What's better than that? I'm Kaylee Johnson, and I created this commercial at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And so can you.
Call 1-800-TV-RADIO or go to gocsb.com for more information.
There's no denying the broadcast industry is an exciting place to make a career.
I think so, yeah. There's a school right here in Charlotte where students get hands-on experience in TV, radio, and with the internet. Welcome, John Kassan with the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. John, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Colleen.
Talking about something that we certainly love.
Yes.
Tell us about the school. It's been around for almost 50 years.
It has. You know, there's never been a better time for creative, compelling content. And, you know, once there was 3 stations, now there's 300 TV stations. There's an insatiable appetite to absorb that, to produce it, to create it, to edit it, to post it. And our school tries to fill that need and develop students that can do that.
So what do you say to people who wonder, do I need a traditional 4-year college degree to get into broadcasting?
You know, a college degree is always helpful in any business, but if you look at the people that are hiring, the hiring managers, they want to see a demo tape. They want to see samples of your work. They want to make sure you can physically do what you say you can do. And whether you graduated from our school or from Harvard, it really doesn't make a big difference as far as what you're going to do once you get into the field. And what you want to do is make sure that whatever you develop, wherever you go to school, you're developing a demo that's very strong so you can shop that, whether it be on air, behind the scenes, production. If you know the modern equipment and you know how to use stuff properly, you're going to be employable.
I think that's true. When you start looking for a job in TV or radio, they need to see hear samples of your work and see samples of your work, and you get to do that at your school. John, I think there's a perception in the industry that there really aren't that many jobs available. What do you say to that when potential students come to you?
Well, you know, look around. Again, look at the amount of stations that there are today versus even 10 or 20 years ago. Look at the amount of content that needs to be produced. You know, you can't have a business today where you don't know how to not only develop a website, but actually have content on there, update that content, refresh the content. Look at your show. You know, you're on Facebook. You have someone has to produce that. Someone has to put that together. Our graduates, you know, a third of our students, they have a college degree when they come to school with us. We teach them that technical skills that they need to make them employable. So yeah, it's hard to get a job if you're trying to do the old days of just sort of shadowing and maybe getting something. You need to learn it, know what you're doing, and go to a school that actually teaches that. And there are a lot of good schools around, and I think ours is the best.
Let's take a look at some of the things that your kids are doing. Take a look at some projects. You brought an example of a commercial that one of your students produced. Let's take a look at that.
You know what's amazing about this experience is that I'm given the tools to be able to create anything that I want. There's nothing I can't create. It's endless possibilities. You know, they give you the technology and the knowledge to be able to take your creativity and make it into something amazing. You know, I can film something.
Very good. So that's one example of a student's work.
Yep, that's Kaylee. She's actually in school now. She produced that in just a couple of days using our software and equipment, and now she can use that as a sample. So when she shops to get a job in a production house, and there's a lot of production houses right here in Charlotte, and when she shops that's what she's going to use as a sample of what she can do and what she's capable of doing in her work.
Students are also putting together sort of traditional news stories, sports stories, feature stories. Is that correct?
That's correct. Every student by the time you graduate, you're actually putting together, as you're seeing here right now, a full entire news package. You shoot it, you edit it, you write it, you line up your interviews, you put that together, you post that on YouTube, you post that on our site, and again, use that as a sample of your work and what you can do for when you actually go out and go to apply for a job, say like right here, and have a sample of what you're doing.
Now, what about the resume?
Okay, when you put together a resume, the old paper resumes, sending them out, kind of get lost. So our graduates, by the time you graduate, you actually have an entire website that has your picture, your bio, your resume, and samples of your work. Sample of the website you developed and your radio promotions and your television promotions. So you have that. So a potential employer can go on there, pick out what they're looking for, watch your work, and if they see that, hopefully give you a call.
It's very, very nice. John Casson, thank you so much. For more information, visit GoCSB.com, GoCSB.com, or call 1-800-TV-RADIO. 1-800-TV-RADIO. John, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
At the Connecticut School of Broadcasting Charlotte, you'll learn hands-on about the latest techniques from industry professionals. CTSB Charlotte is the only campus that is also an Apple-certified training center. Radio, TV, and editing are just a few of the subjects covered over the course of your training. The Connecticut School of Broadcasting can be contacted at 1-800-TV-RADIO or GoCSB.com.
Hi, my name is Zuni Gonzalez, and I'm the catering sales manager here at Embassy Suites Hotel in Charlotte.
Always refer Audio to Go to every client that we meet with. I would absolutely send them to Audio to Go and tell them there's no way that they can go wrong with making that decision.
I'm Brian Doolin.
And I'm Mara Campolongo.
And we're co-founders of The Sandbox.
And we love Audio to Go.
What? Mother Goose, y'all. Mother Goose, y'all.
I got you, walk with me. I got you to talk with me. We rely on each other, from one lover to another, Hey!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
experienced professionals in the business will show you how to manage your skills and hone in on the goals of becoming a broadcast professional. Experience radio firsthand with top quality equipment and software training to take you where you want to be. With small classes of like-minded individuals and hands-on learning, this is the place to be. We'll teach you all the tools you need to know and more here at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. The Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Is a whole neighborhood district area, and we wanted to keep with that, so we stuck with Noda Brewing Company. Our owner, Todd. Todd has been homebrewing since 1995, big into it, also one of the brewers out here. And we're a small, essentially family company that has right around 10 employees.
Over here is our mill. The insulated mash tuns that will hold the temperature for as long as we need. All the starches and the sugars, and that's what gives you something fermentable. Into the grant right here. Once we get the volume we need into the boil kettle, boil it for an hour, we send it to our chiller, fermenter. And that's where the magic happens. We have the yeast in there, it goes to work on all the sugars we extracted out of the grain. Ferment, make beer.
Homebrew kind of batches that we do every Tuesday called our Notable Series, 5-gallon batch, and if people happen to like it that Tuesday, then we bring it back up to the big system. So this is our cold room where we store all of our beers at. You can see the variations in color there, adding the variations to the color in the beer. Next we have the hop buds there, and third we have the hop pellets, which are the compressed hop buds. And then last we have the cocoa nibs for our Coco Loco. Carolina Championship of Beer, and we submitted 5 beers, 5 different beers for the silver round. By the end of the year, North Carolina as a whole has over 60 breweries now. The whole Charlotte beer scene, North Carolina beer scene is going so great. Charlotte's got 2 more breweries coming into it now. We already have one right next to us. Part of the reason we closed so early, we closed here at 8 during the weekdays and at 9 during the weekends to kind of push people into the neighborhood to support those guys too and show off some of the other great North Carolina beers that are out there.
Instead of going bar hopping, go brewery hopping.
Go brewery hopping, yeah, exactly.
The Connecticut School of Broadcasting, where imagination meets creation. Since 1964, our school has placed thousands of graduates in the media and journalism industry. You will be trained by professional broadcast instructors in audio and video studios that simulate the real TV radio environment. Around here, we learn by doing. Call 1-800-TV-radio or visit GoCSB.com.